Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mogi Beth. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for subscribing if you have. If you haven't, get down there, click subscribe, and click the little bell so that you get notifications whenever I post a new video. And y'all, I am showing up more consistently, so proud of myself, proud of myself. Whew. Doing this and running a business at the same time isn't easy, which if you're new here, that's what I do. I run a business which is selling clothes primarily on the Poshmark app, and I make a full-time living doing it. I love doing it. If you don't have the Poshmark app, it is a must-have app for 2020, and there are so many great deals on there, and you can also make money on there. So use my code MOGIBeth, you'll get $10 off your first purchase, and list some things, get up there, get some listings going, get some stuff out of your closet, out of your own personal closet, and get it on the Poshmark app so you can start making money like I am. Okay, so today's video, I am talking about what sold on Poshmark, eBay, and Tradesy, because y'all, I am starting to cross list and it is starting to pay off. I'm super happy about that. I'm gonna do the same format that I did last week, which is go over my 5 best sales and my 5 worst sales. These are kind of arbitrary choices because honestly, this week, I had pretty consistent sales. None that were like showstoppers, like, oh my gosh, but none that were, well, I had a few that were, but most of them were like actually just really good sales. My average sales price for 2020 thus far is around $50, and this week kind of reflected that. And again, when I say worst sale, what I really mean are just items that I wouldn't pick up again. Not because they weren't cute, but you know, for X, Y, and Z reasons, which I'll go over. So I am gonna start with the worst sales. And the very first one was one that actually does fit the bill when it comes to worst sales. And it was an $8 sale for this soft surroundings top. It's an embroidered top. When I picked it up, I thought it was really cute. When I used to pick up a lot of soft surroundings, what I would look for is embroidery, because I do think that customer base is looking for those kind of cute, intricate details. However, what I found with soft surroundings, which I really don't pick up much anymore, is that the larger sizes tend to do better. And this was a extra small. So I have had this top for a very, very long time, and I did make my money back, thankfully, but I'm happy to see it go. However, my business model is really veering away from these types of brands anyway, so, you know, I have a few pieces left in my closet, and this was one of them, and it sold, and hopefully the buyer loves it, but I would not pick it up again. All right, the next is actually, if you were to stalk my closet and look through my sold listings, you would probably think this was a home run, but it's not. It's a really cute Rebecca Minkoff backpack that I think is just darling. But y'all, I have had this in my closet for so long, and it sold for $90, and I paid up way too much for this backpack. Luckily, when this buyer made me an offer of $90, I accepted quickly because it allowed me to make my money back. Also, the buyer said that it was her birthday present to herself, which I thought was so cool. And so it made me feel like maybe you know, waiting around on it was worthwhile. However, I would never, never, never pay up this much for Rebecca Minkoff, especially the backpack. Again, I've said this in the past, but handbags aren't my specialty. It is a category that I'm really trying to learn more about in 2020, but this was definitely a foul. It was a mistake. It was a failure. But I'm learning from it, and that's all we can do. All right, so the next sale was a Bowden top that I picked up right when I moved to Portland. And it actually sold for a pretty good sales price. I think it was $28 with discounted shipping. I just wouldn't pick this up again, even though it did sell for a pretty good price. And again, this is where I'm going, like, this isn't a worse sale by any means, actually isn't a bad sale, but it sat for a long time. When I think of Bowden, I think of prints, I think of very, like, you know, retro inspired pieces. And this piece is a beautiful basic, but it's very much a basic. And so I wouldn't pick it up again for that reason. I am happy with the sale though, and I think the buyer, hopefully the buyer loves this item, but it's just not one I would necessarily pick up again, so I decided to include it on the worst list. The next sale is a pair of rag & bone jeans, and again, I am happy with this sale as well. It sold for $30. I picked this up also right when I moved to Portland, but I think rag & bone jeans selling for $30, it might be a little bit of a surprise to some of y'all, just because back in the day, rag & bone used to sell for a lot more money, and certain styles certainly will sell for more than $30, but it's definitely a saturated brand at this point. There's just a lot of it on Poshmark, so I wanted to include it on the worst list as well, because it's just something to keep in mind if you do find it in the thrift store. A lot of thrift stores will mark up rag & bone, so even though it doesn't necessarily warrant that on the reseller market. So just something to keep in mind. Again, I like this sale. I was happy with it. It did sit for a little while, but you know, it's definitely not the worst that I've ever seen. Just for this week, it did make it on the worst list. All right, and then number 5, again, is not really a bad sale, but it did make it on the worst list because I just wanted to point out a couple things. These were a retail arbitrage purchase. They were new with box CVs with a collaboration with J. Crew. I got these from J. Crew. They are embroidered with cherries, super cute. They sold for full price for $50. So I'm super happy with that. That's not the worst part of it at all. The worst part is that it sat for a very long time. I think over a year at this point. So I was, you know, getting like I was very confused why these were sitting, because they are so cute. But I just for some reason think that CVs isn't necessarily a super desirable brand. I have another pair of CVs that I'll put up on the screen here that are getting very few likes, not very much attention. It's pretty much crickets over on this listing. So if you see CVs in the thrift store, check comps. I think it's a brand that I won't necessarily be picking up in the future. Okay, but that was the worst list, and honestly, it wasn't that bad, was it? You know, I didn't really have very many bad sales. A lot of my older listings have been selling in the past 6 months, so I'm happy about that. And I'm moving on to, you know, more consistent, around $50 price range sales. So happy about it. Let's talk about the best sales for this week, and we're gonna start out with my very best sale. It was actually on Tradesy, and it is this beautiful All Saints sweater that if you watched my Nordstrom rack haul, I believe, I included this sweater in there. That's when I got it. And All Saints is a brand, again, that I am very wary of. I don't pick it up all the time. It's one of those mid-tier luxury brands that can be really great or can really sit for a long time. And I do have pieces in my closet by All Saints that have been sitting a little while. But mid-tier luxury brands do really well on Tradesy. Some other brands that I've sold on Tradesy include IRO, Helmut Lang, and Sandro. I think I'm pronouncing that right. That's a French brand, so I could be butchering that. And these, if you sell a lot of mid-tier luxury type of brands, you definitely need to be over on Tradesy, just cross-listing at least those items over there, because I will randomly get a notification that one of these items sold, and it usually sells for a higher average sales price, so I'm happy with that. And so yeah, I was very happy with this sale, and got it out as quickly as possible so that the buyer could enjoy this really cute All Saints sweater while the weather's still cold. Okay, the next best sale this week was one that y'all know I've been wanting more and more bundles. I'm really trying to create my closet into one where my customers can bundle items, and I think maybe a viewer purchased this bundle. So if you're watching, thank you so much. You're the best. I'm really grateful for you. But this was a bundle that I really like the composition of. I think it really kind of reflects the idea of what I think a good bundle composition looks like. It had a pair of new tag page overalls that I had listed for I think $165, and then it had a pair of new tag Anthropologie culottes that I think I had listed for $45, and then a Adidas Farm Rio collaboration t-shirt. And so I think those price points are really good in this bundle. I think the different categories are really good in this bundle. It's just reflective of the idea that you want to have different price points, different categories within your closet, within the same style, so that customers can potentially create bundles. And you know what? I think this hit the mark, and I love all 3 of these items. So again, thank you to whoever purchased it, and thank you to everyone who ever purchases anything from my closet, really and truly. I'm so grateful. So the next best item that I sold this week is a Free People cardigan, and if you watched my last what sold video, I'm actually wearing the cardigan because I had just thrifted it and I was like, hey, I think I'll wear this for the video. And then I photographed it and put it up in my closet, and it sold within, I want to say 24 hours, maybe it was 36 hours. But some people have, you know, DM'd me in the past and said that they think Free People is dead, and that it doesn't resell well. And really, Free People is one where you have to know the styles that sell well. And when I saw this in the thrift store, I picked it up immediately. I didn't even check comps because I knew it was a style that bloggers had worn. I think I have sold actually this cardigan in the past, and some Free People, especially sweaters, do really, really well. So, you know, if you're going to invest a little time researching, or at least invest time checking comps over pieces that you find in the thrift store that are Free People, I think it's definitely worth your while. Some of these chunkier, more substantial knits by Free People really do well, and this was one piece that did really well. So super, super excited about this sale. I love when they sell super fast like that. Okay, the next 2 sales are actually Denim Sales, and I wanted to include these because jeans and shoes are 2 categories that sell really well during these transition periods. And February is a transition period because it's really between the cold weather clothing and the warm weather clothing. And another month that I really like to think of this as is August. You know, it's really hot, but you're already gearing up kind of for cold weather. So February and August are months where I really like to make sure I do have a lot of shoes and a lot of denim, because these are 2 categories that sell well almost all year round, and they're staple pieces for people's wardrobe that they'll wear again and again and again and are willing to pay up more money for. So I'm finding that to be the case this month. I'm definitely focusing more on jeans when I go in the thrift store or any, you know, kind of consignment store or wherever I go, and my sales are definitely reflecting this. So number 4 on my best sales was a pair of Girlfriend denim jeans. I got this at a buy-sell trade store. Love selling Girlfriend jeans. I thought these were absolutely adorable. They have that paper bag or paper boy, I always confuse those 2, waistline, and they're really kind of this like bleached denim, so cute and so on trend right now. And these sold on Poshmark for $80 from an offer. And then the next sale was a pair of New Attack Mother jeans that I sold actually on eBay. The best actually category that I sold on eBay was jeans. I think I sold 3 or 4 pairs of jeans this week on eBay, which was good. And I sold these for $80 as well. And these were really cute gray denim, high-waisted jeans. And again, I think high-waisted jeans are probably your best bet when you're looking for certain styles that sell well. If you're gonna make a general sweeping assumption about like what styles do well, high-waisted is a good one to make. But yeah, okay, those were my 5 best sales. Some of y'all have asked that I share more kind of an average data set or like a total of what I'm selling week by week, and I definitely want to incorporate that somehow into these videos. I'm not really ready to figure out what I'm willing to share yet, but I'm definitely thinking about it, and I definitely will incorporate something along those lines in the future. But thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to y'all in some way within your reselling journey. Let me know down in the comments below what your best sale was and your worst sale was this week. I think that would be really fun to see, kind of the contrast of what we're all selling in terms of best and worst. But I am so happy that you're here. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Until then, I will talk to you later. Okay, bye y'all.